Hey, welcome. This is Sig with Fish Out Loud. Hey, I've just got some great stats here from Florida, from their trophycatchflorida.com site that I just want to share with you. I'm going to put the link below here so you can look at it later on. I really want your input on this. I'm not surprised, but I am surprised how many big fish, Florida stream bass, they catch in Florida. It's absolutely amazing. So, but first I want to share with my backstory a little bit. I'm originally from the West Coast, California, lived on Clear Lake, California for many, many, many years. And, you know, I've always, when I chase bass, I always said to myself, oh my God, these Florida stream bass are just the most awesome in the world because they grow so big. And my biggest fish that I've ever caught was on a private lake where I had permission to go on, and I caught it on a lipless crankbait, sort of like this, and it was 13 and a quarter pounds. It was huge, and it's amazing. I didn't tell too many people about it, but it would be 3, 4, 5 years later, actually sometime later, where I'd meet up with, I mean, become good friends with Matt Allen, and he goes, "You were the guy that caught that 13 pounder, right, on that lake?" And I go, "How'd you know?" He goes, "Man, it gets around fast." So, I get really excited when I start talking about big bass, okay? But I'm amazed here, and I'm going to share some statistics with you. I really want your guys' input back on this, on what the number one bait was. So I'm going to slowly scroll through here. I might go up or down, but just follow with me here. And these are some lunkers that have caught, but I'm going to go right away to what they're caught on. So I'm scrolling down. You guys just forgive me here for this. Give me a second here. And here we come down to it. So it's basically, I'll let you read it for yourself, but when it comes down to breaking the types of artificial lures that these big fish were caught on, if you take a look, 41% of them were caught on a plastic worm. So, you know, being from California, our baits are a lot different. We got a whole lot different type of food chain out there, but you know, these 10-inch worms, there's a purpose for them, and I figured it out this year. I'll share that with you too in a second, but let's just go over some of the other ones. And then there's other soft plastics, 30%. So think about this, 70+% of the big fish over 13 pounds are caught on some type of a plastic bait. That's amazing. So topwater, 4%, okay. Here's some of the things I throw in California. That's a wake bait, okay. That thing's about, just guessing 12 inches long, all right. And a jig, 11%. Crankbait, 7%. I love crankbaits. A bladed jig, chatterbait, 4%, and other 4%. That means no one's throwing big swim baits in Florida. Now, why is that? I don't know. I mean, I throw all types of different size swim baits here. These are the little storm ones here, okay? And why is it? I don't know, okay? But here's what California is so different is in California, the western states, okay, I'm going to just put in western states, they have massive growth because of they're the masters of their own domain, okay? They're the king. The only other creature that comes in and bugs them is us humans, okay? Here, when I got to central, eastern United States, there's everything. I mean, it's crazy. One of the gentlemen I fished with on Lake Chickamauga, that whole Tennessee chain, sent me a video, and I have it, I'll put the link down here below, of this eel-looking thing they call a lamprey. I don't know what that is, but this big bass that he caught, I believe it was a 7, 8 pounder, threw that thing up. Thus, I understand why they use these big worms off the ledges when they're pulling the current through those Tennessee rivers, okay, systems. And it just amazes me. So am I surprised that 41% of the Florida strain bass caught in Florida, the over 13 pounds, came off of this? No, I'm not surprised at all. So that's a great statistic, but let's just go back to the top here. And I'm a little shocked with some of the results because I do love fishing big fish. So it's great to see that the Trophy Catch take such great care and dedication to getting these statistics out to us. So because that helps us with the type of bait that we're wanting to throw and stuff. So let's go back to the top here. All right, I'm gonna kind of scroll down. It talks about, what are we talking about? Okay, we're talking about the biggest. As you know, it's the females that grow the biggest. Okay, and we're talking about bass that are exceeding 13 pounds, which is amazing. I have not had a chance to go hunt these fish yet. Okay, but I will, especially in the fall time coming up here. So how big do they get? All right, so every it all depends on the variety because they come in different sizes and shapes like we all do. But the largest was 30.5 inches long, okay? And then one of them had a girth of 25.5 inches. That's just huge, these fish. That's absolutely awesome. Shows you how to measure them. Where were they caught? Well, I'm going to click on here to get a bigger view of this. And you'll see that really there are about 2 counties that have most of the big fish that are kicked out of there, okay? And then there's a couple other counties that have that light orange there, so you can kind of see that right there. That's absolutely terrific. And these are 13 plus pounders. What about the 8 to 10s or the 10s to 12s, okay, that we're talking about? So that's really just real great information there to see that. So how deep are they caught in? Now, Florida doesn't have any deep lakes. I think the deepest is about 60 to 70 foot. It's a natural lake, and it is in one of those 2 counties that I just shared with you. But most of the fish are caught between 5 and 10 foot of depth. Really, really interesting. Take a look at that. Less than 5 foot, 30% of them are caught. So what does that tell you? That they're caught between the bank and 10 foot. Absolutely amazing. Now, you got to remember, a lot of these lakes, they don't get any deeper than 20 foot. So, but that's just amazing that these fish that are being caught during the year, throughout the year, are caught most of them are caught no deeper than 10 foot. That's just really good to know. Habitat. Let's take a look at this. I am looking right now at the offshore, farther than 1 cast from the bank. So that's just beyond the bank. Most of them caught. Open water. That's amazing. Okay, moderate to plant coverage. So these fish are, I'm going to guess that a lot of times these weeds, and this is just my guess, okay guys, I love your input on this, is that these fish are roaming the edges of the weeds, just kind of swimming along the edges, seeing if they need to go in and grab a crawdad or some type of an eel, or they need to go out there and catch a shiner. Okay, they're just depending on that. When are they caught? All right, let's see here. You see, these are the 9 years that the trophy catch has been around, and you can see that people are really starting to pick up on this. Seasons 8 and 9 have been some great seasons. Guys, if you're planning a trip down to Florida, season number 10 looks like it's going to continue to have a hockey stick, what I call hockey stick straight up approach to catching some big fish here. So the month, Hall of Fame catches and all trophy catches, as you can tell, February, March. Listen, that's when they're on the bed spawning. That's when the females are at their prime, okay? Like your wife or your girlfriend being pregnant 9 months plus, okay? About ready to explode here. And so, but take a look at January. I know December doesn't look very good, okay? But by February, March, you could have some lakes planned out, okay? And be focusing on the areas where these big fish are going to move in and spawn, okay? That's absolutely great statistic right there. So moon phases. This really does affect them, okay? What's my favorite moon phase? Well, you can tell the full moon looks like where it's at, okay, guys? The full moon, look at that. 25 of them were caught. But I happen to be a new moon guy. I like the new moon. I don't know what it is about it. That's just me. but you can take a look at the percentages of fish that are caught during these times. So if you're going to maximize your time and effort, you want to be planning these times. And my favorite is, of course, 3 days before the new moon phase or 3 days before the full moon phase, up to 3 days after, okay? So now you're looking at 6 days and 6 days, all right? You change it up. Again, I'm going to want your guys' input on this, but this is just exciting. Weather conditions, this is oh my gosh. I love to have some wind, okay? But you can see that no wind to light wind just dominates clear skies. Who knew, right? I mean, I've been fishing for bass for years. I love to have a little bit of ripple, chop. I love cloudy conditions. And you can see cloudy has played some part on this. Take a look at this, but clear skies definitely. I would have never suspected that. This is why this is just valuable information you want to tuck away, okay? And that's just awesome, awesome. Let's take a look at next here. Days of the week where they're caught. As you can tell, Saturday and Sunday. It's pretty obvious that most people spend the days of the week on there, that that you can still catch fish during the weekend, which is awesome. Time of day, okay. Now, this doesn't surprise me at all, but the afternoon is definitely the time to go. As much as I love going out in the mornings and being out there, it's the afternoon when you got to be ready. Now, after dark, I can tell you this, I don't like fishing after dark, okay? I just don't, and I am so glad to see that only 5% were caught after dark, because for me, I just love sleeping at nighttime, okay? But the afternoon is awesome. Now, be careful. Some of these lakes have limitations. You have to be off the water by noon or 1 o'clock in the afternoon. You have to be off the water. So make sure that when you're going to fish some of these bodies of water, you know exactly the times that you can go on and be off. Very important. Oh, awesome. Take a look at some of there's what we're just talking about, that 41% are caught on plastic worm. That, you know, again, living here now for a couple years, that does not surprise me. But being from the West Coast, I would say, are you nuts? I want to throw these big swim baits, which, by the way, I always have a couple 3 tied on, okay? I may have some big plastic worms now that I see some of these statistics on, but I'm telling you, nothing like catching them on big swim baits. Ask some of those guys out on the West Coast. All right, so people have come as little as 92 miles away, and the longest distance traveled was 824 miles. Is Florida a destination? Absolutely, okay? Make sure that you come. When you come, you do your research, and trophycatchflorida.com is a great tool for you to have to get that together. They're also really nice people when you call them. All right. What motivated people to participate? Well, 34% rewards. I like that. Recognition, 7%. I like that. Competition, 15%. That's really great. Provide data. That's awesome too. So that's really interesting. I don't know what it is that brings you to catch big fish. All I know is there is nothing like catching a trophy bass. And what better way to come to Florida and go do that? By the way, if you like what you see, hey, do me a favor, give me a thumbs up. I would really appreciate it. I want to get this out to as many people as possible. We have so much water here and so many big fish in it. Hey, and also you can get this original Fish Out Loud American flag cap. You can order it right below there. I've got the link to it, and you can secure your Fish Out Loud, and I'm giving a surprise gift along with it. So secure your cap today. All right. Hey guys, I also want to thank the sponsor of this video. Nah, just kidding. There's no sponsor. It's just me. So I appreciate your support as always. I appreciate if you give it, like I said, if you give me a chance to give me a thumbs up so I can get this out there. And I can't wait to see some of your comments and your responses below here. So remember, you guys are just always just one cast away All right, we'll talk to you soon. Bye now.